Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Farming Valley. So today, we're picking back up, pretty much right after last episode. We're going to be working on some detail work, I think for the remainder of spring, possibly a little bit into summer, we'll see. Chances are by the time, we'll probably hit summer this episode, but then we'll spend a bit of time changing everything over and all that good stuff. You know, the general start of a new season kind of stuff. And then we're probably going to get our Petal Apothecary and prepare to begin Botania next episode, which is exciting. Which means we're going to have to make a whole new area for Botania and all that a little bit later on. But anyways, today I want to work on some detail work, especially the front side of this barn. Working on that, and I don't know, I might end up doing a little bit more with the stables and bringing that around, because I think that's the general consensus. Most people agree that continuing that stable around and kind of making it wrap around and all that would be the best. So I think that's what we're gonna do. I don't know if we'll get over to that today, but we will be working on the front of the barn and probably some upstairs in the barn and whatnot, and doing some of the detail work throughout this. So anyways, let's go ahead and jump straight into that today.
Wherever love goes, there is also misery. It's no mystery. And you and I, we got history, yeah. Wherever love flows, there is also tragedy when we're in too deep. And you and I, we got history, yeah. Go look in the mirror, say, hey, I'm sorry for all the pain. a symphony. And you and I, we got history, yeah. And when you're alone, do you say my name? Or you say her name? Yeah. My love, it grows with the memories like a symphony. And you and I, we got history, yeah. Wherever love flows, there is also tragedy. When we're in too deep, and you and I, we got history, yeah.
Okay, so it is the final day of spring right now. We're just about to move into summer. Everything's taken care of on the farm. Let's see, I took care of the animals and whatnot. Now I want to go over some things really quick before we end out spring and move on into summer. First up, I don't know if you noticed, but this is strange. I can feed my bicycle wheat. Like, my bicycle likes wheat, I guess. So, just a strange little thing I came across. Now, one thing to note, like, chisels and bits take so much time. I'm sure you noticed. Like, it's like, all of a sudden, like, the day's over, and, like, I've just been chisels and bitting away. The upstairs windows, I'm not going to completely just straight up copy this up. These are actually going to be a little bit more closed. Because my idea is these kind of, like, these are, like, on, like, a railing, and you kind of, like, open them. I've got to put handles on this, actually. That's one thing that I meant to do. Let me actually do that real quick, because all I'm going to do for the handles are actually pretty straightforward. We're just going to go make sure this is, nope, single bit, and let's see, we'll do the handles right here. So we'll have like that come up. And so basically they can be like closed and opened. Theoretically, not really, but and so that's my idea, is that they're kind of open so the animals have like air coming in and stuff like that. And then the upper section, I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do it a little bit different. So I just put a bit somewhere thanks to this stupid zombie chicken. Okay, maybe I didn't. I don't think you can put a bit on a fence, and I think that's where I was aiming when it hit me. Okay, so we'll do just like that. So we've kind of got some little handles there, just for looks. And then I'm going to end up putting handles on this upper section as well. So, and I went ahead and did white underneath this, so that if you're looking inside, like outside from inside, you kind of see that white border, and it looks better, I think, whenever it's layered like that. So, okay, so one thing that I want to do, yeah, it should be open right now. I want to go find Granny Catlin, because I actually threw in some cucumbers and strawberries for that final day. We should have about 60,000, and I don't have to buy hemp. I don't have to buy wheat. I don't have to buy grass. All I have to do is buy 6 plots in the back, 6 plots in the front for the start of summer. So, Granny Catlin, when are you open? Friday, Monday, and Tuesday. Okay, so she's not even going to be open today or tomorrow. So, from 5 to 6. 16, I mean. Okay, so we don't have to worry about her today. That's great. Let me actually eat, not raw chicken, but let me grab a little odd and end something to eat real quick. I love this music. Like, that's the thing, like, Stardew Valley had some of the best music. So the fact that it's in this pack, it like brings a smile to my face every time I hear it like kick on. Like, Stardew Valley was such a fun game, and the fact that, you know, this music's playing and everything. I don't know where this torch came from, because I don't have torches outside, so I'm not entirely sure where it's from. Anyways, so some of the work that we did today, I didn't get as much done as I was hoping to. By the way, that hay pile, if you noticed, that was kind of a moment of sadness. It was extreme sadness that it turned all that to dirt. So I'm going to have to figure out something. I would like to have some hay piles around. I set it up here. It's subject to be moved. This isn't really a permanent spot. I don't know. I might leave it there, but anyways, I kind of want like some hay being stored up here, and we're going to have some barrels. And I may do some sacks of vegetables from DecoCraft. But I will say that our storage building is going to have a lot of like stored vegetables in the upstairs section. We're going to end up going through that with all the stuff with DecoCraft. We're going to go through. I mean, right now I'm doing a lot of the architectural work. Then we'll go through and do like detail work on and off. And then decorative work is kind of how I build usually. So, I mean, we did do a little bit of detail work today. I want to do railings up here and also kind of detail these out. I think I'm going to do some chisels and bits along these little edges and make them a little bit more ornate than what we've got so far and whatnot. But and then of course I had to raise this floor, and that's simply due to the fact that I don't know what I was thinking whenever I first put it down, because we wouldn't be able to place anything on it really with the way the floor was. So I went ahead and raised all that. This part I didn't worry about raising because this is going to be covered up with hay. So, but that hay, we had, like, that drawer was, like, about filled with hay, and it didn't go very far at all. Like, basically this little bit, and then this little area down here is about all that we were able to pull off. And then I put hay down here. I mean, technically I could have done, like, slabs here, but I don't know, like, a pack like this, I think, unless I'm doing slabs for decorations like over there where I have like a little bit higher stacks, I'd rather just use the blocks, I think, generally. So, it's a little bit more expensive to go that route, but I don't know. It feels a little bit better to do it that way. But yeah, so anyways, we did some chisels and bits work, and we got some of the upstairs work done. I will say that summer, I'm kind of thinking, I'd like to continue working on the barn. But one thing I would like to do in the summer is work on the house. I'm kind of bouncing around, and that's kind of the plan. I want to go to the windmill at some point. But I think in the summer, I think we're going to work on adding like the tool shed attachment to the house and start working on the upstairs, because it all kind of builds together. Because the tool shed, I have to be working on the upstairs to really make the tool shed attached to the house and all that. Like, you'll see. I have a really cool idea, I promise, but yeah. And I need to finish, like, landscaping. But I'm kind of waiting for Botania for that, kind of. Just so that we have some better tools, because I need to flatten all this stuff out. Because we have no quarries. I've looked through everything. We have no quarries in this pack. Aside from, like, immersive engineering, which that quarry is not something that you would use to flatten land, to say the least. But anyways, it's... let's see, it looks like it's, like, midday, but it's not. It's, like, 5 o'clock. I'm going to go ahead and sleep because I think we've covered everything that I wanted to cover. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just sleep. I love this portable bed. I love it. I know it's not quite as roleplay that I just sleep on the ground all the time, but that's okay. The nature of this pack, I'm always in like a rush all the time. Okay, so summer has hit, and I think the first thing that we need to do is clear out some of these old crops, all these rotten crops, because we got a little while before the shops. Well, really all we're going to be doing today is planting seeds, because Granny Catlin is not open today, but I imagine at the end of the episode we'll probably pick up the Petal Apothecary. But I think it's for the best that she's not open. Too bad those are rotten. I can't harvest them. Oh, I should have repaired my scythe. I was like, well, it's not all that damaged. But now that I'm breaking, like, all this stuff... Oh, yeah, that's right. It'll keep working. It just doesn't do the full power of it whenever it's broken. So, that's fine. I'm gonna end up starving. I'm gonna have to eat some food, but... I don't know where all my hunger went, though, because, like, my hunger just got sapped today. I guess from using... Oh, that's dangerous. That can break the sprinklers, so... Just a heads up. But it's kind of weird, because after this thing is damaged, like, my hunger's not, like, super draining. I mean, I'm going blind right now, but I did, like, all of that with, like, one shank of hunger. So, luckily I fed my bicycle yesterday, so it's well fed. So it can get me where I'm going. Okay, I'm fed up a little bit, and we do need to start up the sprinklers, because some of them have went out. I think we need like 6, I want to say 6 buckets. This is all like daily farm work, so generally I keep up like mentally with like how many buckets of water I need. I think today, oh no, that's right. Forgot, I kind of lopsided these, so I actually need 8 today. Because basically there was one day I didn't... You can actually go a day without doing the sprinklers because they wet the water. Like, the water's still wet. And I let them go for a day because we were doing stuff. And so they're lined up with these. I'd like to have all of them lined up the same day. So I only have to do sprinklers like once every like 4 days or something like that. Ideally, that's how I'd like to have it, but okay. So let's go pick up some seeds. And I did use those extra 9 wheat seeds that we bought. I used those whenever I harvested that last wheat. So we will have to pick up some more of those, but that's no rush. Okay, so we need, altogether, we are going to need, what, 12 full farm plots? So let's see, we've got onions, tomatoes, pumpkins, corn, watermelon. I don't remember having all these things last year. Did we have them all? Then we have grass, industrial hemp, and wheat. Okay, so I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go, let's go with 18 onions. We'll just go with 18 of everything. And that's going to leave us with 2 farm plots of onions, 2 farm plots of tomatoes. We'll do 2 plots of corn, 2 pumpkins, and then 2 watermelons. I think one of these seeds are new. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. And then that's going to leave us with 2 extra farm plots left over. So I think we're going to go with like an extra farm plot of, do we want to do, let's see, corn is 15 days. But then if I recall, it comes in quite a bit there at the end. Pumpkins 15 days, watermelons 11 days. I'd like to have something a little bit, man, summer is like all long stuff. I know tomatoes they keep growing. And corn, I think, does. Let's go with onions. Let's do 2 other... where do I want to do corn? I'm torn between, like, corn and onions. Let's do onions. Okay, so we'll do 36 bags of onions. And look at that. We still have 139,000 gold. Which means we are still great on money. Because, I mean, 100,000 for the Petal Apothecary isn't nothing at this point. Because, I mean, we just bought up all of our seeds that we need. I am going to, a little bit later in the season, I'm going to buy extra seeds. And we'll store them with the rest of our seeds. But, even still, I mean, that's a little bit later in the season. And summer, if I recall correctly, summer is a lot of stuff that is like renewable harvests. So I don't even think we're going to be spending as much on seeds as we did in the spring. I love these big, like, the big, like, beginning of the season planting. Because it's just, there's something nice about, like, going and buying and being able to afford seeds. That's another great thing is, like, because, like, last year it was more, like, I guess a little bit more effort had to go into it to make sure that we had the money that we needed. And now it's like, like, I planned for having just enough, and we have 39,000 more than what I was planning for. So, but we made a lot of money while we were speed building, if you notice. There was one day it jumped up by like 45,000 or something like that. It was just insane because I had all those turnips come in, plus some cucumbers and strawberries. So it was just like massive money making, like that day. It was crazy. Okay, so corn and onions are planted, and then we'll just pop over here and we'll drop in the pumpkins, the watermelons, the tomatoes, and I'm actually going to try to make these look pretty good. So I'm going to put pumpkins in the back, watermelons, and then tomatoes at the front. And by the way, I hope you guys had a wonderful New Year's. Oh yeah, I have to harvest these today too. But I hope you guys had a wonderful New Year's. One thing to note, this video might be coming out like an hour or 2 later than intended. I don't think so, but it just depends because my girlfriend and I will be out of town, not like for a long period of time, just for a few hours tomorrow, the day this video will be coming out. We'll be out of town for a couple hours. And I know, like, with YouTube, you can schedule a video to post. But the reason I don't do that is because for whatever reason, YouTube has it set up. I don't know why they don't fix it or, like, you know, change it. But they've got it set up so that if you schedule a video to post, in the past, whenever I've done it, it doesn't notify people. Like, people that are that click the bell down below for notifications, it doesn't notify them if you schedule a video. Like if you don't manually publish it. In the past, at least, it hasn't notified them. And I know that was a common issue when I was on the Quanta server. We were all talking about it because people were saying that a lot of their viewers and stuff they weren't getting their notifications whenever they would do that, and I was having the same issue. So I usually try to manually publish, just so if you have notifications turned on, it notifies you. So if this video might be an hour or two later than intended, but that's just because we're out of town for just a couple hours tomorrow, nothing major. So videos will still be on time for Friday stuff. So all right, and then this wheat can all be, or this grass can all be harvested. And I actually wanted to take you guys by the silo because I haven't taken you by there on camera, I don't think, lately. I've went by there a lot whenever I take the fodder and drop it off. But we have a lot of fodder, like to the point that we could like not plant grass seeds for like a few years unless we get a bunch more animals. Because only having like one cow and one sheep that actually eat the fodder, like we just don't go through it very fast. But there's like 4 more stacks of fodder, and you can see that we have, I don't know why whenever I look directly at it, it vanishes. But we have over 2,100. So once that goes in, we're going to have like 2,300 or something fodder. So, all right. So all that's planted. Summer has officially begun. And I'm pretty sure that all of our sprinklers are up and going. Yes, they seem to be. So as far as money goes this month, I am planning on, of course, we're going to get Botania up and going. But of course, we're going to have a lot extra money even after we get the seeds and stuff like that. So the big goal for summer is we're going to work on our house. That's what we're going to be doing. And then with our money, we are going to try to finish out all the buildings for the town, which is mainly the town hall and the fishing hut and fishing pond. I think are the main things that remain for us to build. So yeah, that's the current plan, the current outlook for summer. Okay. Also, one other thing that we're going to do in summer, okay? One thing I was going to do today was I was going to start doing this roof, this white border, because that's gonna add a lot to the barn. It's really going to make things come together and kind of pop, I feel like. But the reason I did not do that is because we're going to do our first little bit of automation in the summertime, and that is going to be automating concrete, kind of like what I did back on Craft of the Titans, if you watch that series, because we use so much concrete in that series. We don't need nearly as much as we do. Like, we don't need nearly as much in this series as we did on there, because I was using like thousands and thousands of concrete in that series. But we do have a lot of concrete, and I don't know if you noticed in the speed build, but when I put I did the concrete for the railings, because I was like, maybe I should try this and see about putting some white on there. And it looked like a prison, like prison bars. It was terrible. It was like animal prison. But anyways, we're going to be automating concrete, just kind of a little semi-automated system, just because concrete is kind of a nuisance to craft. So we are going to be automating that because we are going to use quite a bit of it. Not a ton, but probably a couple hundred when it comes to this barn. Because we're going to use some, not much, but we're going to use some for chisels and bits because those things go like super far. But then the architecture craft, because I want to bring the white up and around and along the edges. And then we have this whole big stable area that's going to need it. So we do need quite a bit of concrete, and I don't want to have to manually make all of that. So we are going to do a little bit of semi-automation in the summer, work on the house, and then work on the town is my goal. I mean, I'm a very optimistic person, so we probably won't get that much done, but we're going to try for it, okay? I'm going to go ahead and sleep because I would like to get the Petal Apothecary this episode. We're not going to start Botania this episode. Oh, yeah, we're going to be doing Botania this month, too. Ugh. And trying to work on the house. We're going to try to balance it out. We're going to try to make it work, so we'll see. But just know that we're probably not going to get everything done that I'm planning on getting done. So, okay, so she is open. She has our Petal Apothecary. Let's go ahead and buy it. And then, is there anything else that we want right now? Some of these things I'm not crazy familiar with, like I haven't used them. Oh, climbing gloves would be kind of nice. Let's get climbing gloves, because we're still a ways off from flight. Climbing gloves would be handy. And I feel like we're at the point where we should be able to get climbing gloves. And then also, shearing block, we're going to have to get into those before too long, but because I wouldn't mind kind of automating the sheep. But let's also get ourselves an empty sack of holding. Okay? That's two things that I would like to have. So an extra 10,000 that we spent, but it'll be useful. So what the climbing gloves do, if we have these, we can either have them in our offhand or we can just have them on our hotbar. I'm not a big offhand person, as you guys probably know, just because I don't like the screen clutter. So I'm probably going to keep it on my hotbar whenever I want to climb things. But this is actually going to be kind of handy because what we can do is we can just climb up surfaces like there was ladders. Now you do still have to watch out because you can still fall off of things like that. Totally just trying to show you an example there. So that's kind of handy. And then the empty sack of holding, what we can do, shift right click, and we have an inventory like a chest, and then we can shift right click and drop it again. It makes Mario sounds. You can't access it when it's in the bag, but you drop it down, then you can access it, and then you can pick it back up. So any kind of inventory will work. I don't know, is there iron chests in this pack? I don't think so. No, I don't see any. So I don't know for sure. I'll have to go through all the mods and take a more detailed look. I mean, there is the chest pets, and we could get those. I'm not a big fan of inventory pets. I know a lot of people disagree with me, and they love inventory pets. I've never been a big fan of them. I think a lot of it's just because they're one of those things that are just kind of like out of place for me in Minecraft. But you could do the double chest pet. It's a double chest, and it's portable because you can access it like right there. But we may get one later. I don't know. But I think right now it'll probably just be a normal chest. Oh, no, DecoCraft does have some really big containers. I totally forgot about that. So let me see. I know the barrels are containers, and they're actually bigger than normal chests, if I recall. Whoa. We like shoot up ladders now. It's great. Okay, these ones aren't bigger, but there are some that are bigger than normal chests, and these do work. So, yeah. We might do something from DecoCraft, because if I recall correctly, some of those chests are fairly large. Oh, actually, there's not. I can't climb straight down that. So, all right. I think my bicycle's trying to eat there. I need to take care of my animals today, but let's pop over here. I know the episode, it's about wrapping up point for this episode. I know we haven't used the Pedal Apothecary. I just wanted to make the Pedal Apothecary today, or buy the Pedal Apothecary today. Not so worried about using it right this second, but I know it's about wrapping up point for this episode. Next episode, we are going to probably spend the entire episode working on Botania. Getting started with that, the very basics of Botania, you know, getting that early mana production started. Between episodes, I might spend a little bit of time between episodes, maybe. Oh, I don't know, because I know if I start doing, I want to do the chisels and bits on the barn, and I feel like, you know, we just did this on camera. I feel like I could do this off camera, but my problem with doing things off camera on this series is if I start doing chisels and bits, next thing I know, it'll be like summer 10, and like half of summer, or a third of summer is going to be gone. Which is kind of a concern because I don't want summer to run off without me, because we do have a lot that I want to kind of focus down and work on during the summer. I don't know. We'll see. I might do a little bit of chisels and bits between episodes, but don't hold your breath on it because I doubt it. Just because of the nature of this pack. Like, that's the thing, like, most packs I could, like, spend, you know, a few hours doing stuff off camera. This pack is not really one of those. Because so much would have changed if I spent a bunch of time off camera doing things like money and seasons and all that stuff. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe if you're not already to stay up to date with when new videos come out. we will get back to the barn soon, I promise. But I want to take a detour for Britannia and the house. So, anyways, I hope to see you guys next time. Once again, Happy New Year's, and I hope to see you guys next time. So until then, as always, do take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys then.